I think I've done it. I usually never say this, but please watch this entire video to understand why I think this build will change 2K22 forever. Welcome back, Plug Nation. It's your boy Badge Plug, and today I have been grinding in the builder and found something that is incredible. Please drop a like if you want more build videos, and let's get right into it. So in 2K20, the game was very easy to shoot if you knew how to shoot. You could shoot with very low 3-point rated builds, and that's exactly how it is on 2K22. Because of that, if you wanted to make an outstanding build, you would never make something really that has Hall of Fame shooting badges because you didn't really need them. And just like I've preached for so many years now, every single build that you would classify pretty much as a best build has to have 2 Hall of Fame categories. That's exactly where I went with this build. As you all know, the comp strats, whatever you want to call it, for 2K20 was to have Hall of Fame playmaking badges so you can move super fast, and have Hall of Fame defensive badges so you can still lock down your opponent on the other end of the ball. Ladies and gentlemen, I've done it. Let's get into it. Let's talk about this build, and you can give me your opinions, but I'm pretty sure that I have created the best build, and it will continue to be the best for the rest of the year on 2K22. So the famous 2K20 pie chart, playmaking and defending, is the one you want to go with. And as you've seen before, we are on a small forward build. Of course, as you guys know, you've never really needed to have a lot of finishing badges. Well, don't worry, even though this build doesn't have a lot, it's still going to have just enough, which you'll see. So into the pie right here, you don't want to look at any other ones. You want to go with the most speed and most acceleration. Once you get into this, now we're really going to get into the build and show you what this build can do. Okay, so right away, you're going to go up to an 84 close shot, 75 driving layup, and a 78 driving dunk. We're going to have 6 finishing badges on this build. You want to go up 1 with your standing dunk, and that will finish off the finishing. And you don't need any more than 6 finishing badges on this game. To be honest, you don't even need 6, but as you're gonna see, we're gonna be able to unlock contact dunks as well, so it's nice to have them. 71 mid-range, 63 3, don't worry, that's not going to stay that way. 82 free throw, and a 44 post fade. So you're gonna have 8 shooting badges. I know not everyone is the best shooter, but in this game, as long as you know how to shoot, you can really use that to your advantage when you're creating a build, because you don't need to waste as many points on shooting. Pass accuracy is gonna go all the way up, ball handling all the way up, and then you're going to go to a 49 post control, which is gonna give you 21 playmaking badges. So you're going to have 21 Hall of Fame playmaking badges. You're going to get that quick first step Hall of Fame. Even though you don't have a 99 speed, you're going to be moving extremely fast. And here comes my favorite part about the build. Yes, it plays defense. And not only does it play defense, but it gets 20 Hall of Fame defensive badges. You are going to be a monster, a threat, a menace on defense. So although I don't recommend this, this is something you could do with your build. Like I said, you don't really need finishing. I've made 2 builds that don't have finishing. I have over a 90 win percentage in the game. You don't need it, but it is definitely nice to have, especially since we're going to be a tall build that gets contact dunks. So it's nice to have the finishing badges, especially posterizer. But you can take off close shot, driving layup, standing dunk, take it down, and get 2 more shooting badges. You can also get 4 more playmaking badges. This is probably the least likely scenario that I would go with if I was to change around the build, but you could also get your interior defense all the way up and then finish it out, get 1 more little badge right there. But then you can go down and you will have, well, I guess, okay, there we go. You will have 16 extra points. You can put that onto playmaking, and you'll also have some extra points right here too. So there's a bunch of different ways you can go with it, but I would not do this with the build. Now, for your remaining points, what I would do is just put up your interior defense. And you might be wondering, okay, I don't really see what you're doing here with the interior defense. Everything else is great, but why no interior defense? Well, you're going to have 20 Hall of Fame defensive badges, and you're going to be able to put on Hall of Fame rim protector, chase down order, stuff like that. I really don't think you're going to need interior defense, especially if you're running this at the 1 or a secondary ball handler. Unless you're running this at center for some odd reason, then you would put up interior defense. But like I said, and I showed you every different way, you can do that if you really want to. So the body shape is going to be slight because there's no really other body shape that anyone talks about except slight. Some people think slight helps you move through screens a little bit easier, crab people easier, stuff like that. So I'm just always going to go with slight pretty much. Now the height is going to be 6'7". If you guys know about the metric system, which by the way, this is how I would make my build. I'm just showing you guys this right here. The metric system. If you make this build at 2.00 M, I'm not sure what that is. I'm American, I'm sorry. You will get this build at 6'7", but have the jump shot speed of a 6'6", because the jump shot speed changes at 6'7". So technically you will have the jump shot speed of anything under a 6'6", I think all the way down to 6'1". It's not going to change a lot, but you're also going to have the defense of a 6'7". I'm not really sure if all of you are able to understand that, but that's just how the metric system is in the builder of this game. So you can do that. It's not a huge thing, but my build is 6'7" technically. Now into the weight, you want to go all the way down right here, 90, 88. You're going to go till it gives you, where's it at? Right there at 188 pounds, because if you go up 1, you lose acceleration. So you have a 90 speed and an 88 acceleration. Not one time so far have I talked about, oh, this build at 99, blah, 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 because I know a lot of people don't like to hear that. They think right away, oh man, this build's only going to be good if you grind it out. That's not true, but let's talk about this build at 99 overall. Right after we're done with the wingspan. So on the wingspan, I went up all the way to an 89. You're going to be able to get the dribble moves that you need at 75 ball handling. That's all you need. You don't need those 85s. You're going to start off with park dunks by having over a 70 driving dunk. But once you get to 98 overall, and this is the reason why I went to maximum wingspan, you're going to get 2 contact dunk packages. You can look at this build and say, you know, I'll go down to this wingspan right here because you get a little bit more for your other stuff, but at the same time, you're going to have to hold a 99 overall rating to be able to have your contact dunks at all times. So for me, I would rather just go all the way up and have the 89 wingspan. So think about this. You're going to have contact dunks on this build. Gonna be able to shoot as long as you know how to shoot. Hall of Fame quick first step with a 90 speed and 88 acceleration. Now once you get this build to 99 overall, you're going to get +4, so you'll have a 94 speed and a 92 acceleration. If you do, or you hit level 40, if you do your Gatorade drills or you get gym rat when you hit level 40, you'll have a 98 speed and a 96 acceleration on a 6'7" maxed out wingspan build that's gonna have Hall of Fame defensive badges, 20 of them things. So you are literally the all-around god. There is very little weakness to this build. The only weakness is if you can't shoot. If you can't shoot, there you go. That's the weakness. But if not, just like in 2K20 with the like the two-way slashing playmaker, that was the only weakness of the build, is the skill of the player. If the player can't shoot, then it's not really that good of a build. But if you can shoot, which it's so easy this year, then this build is right there at the tippity top. So you're gonna have contact dunks, 65 three-pointer, hot spots, jump shot boost if you put those on, sniper. You should be fine with shooting. You can even do the glitched animations with Jamal Crawford and Steph Curry if you really want to. You can do the Curry slide, all that type of stuff, and then have absolute lockdown defense. Be able to guard every single person on the court unless they're like a 7'3" post scorer. Then that is your only way to get bodied pretty much. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this build. Now let's get into the takeovers that you get. You get lockdown, playmaking, and slashing. Now, I would say the most comp ones is lockdown or slashing because I really like offense on this game. I'm making this build to be an offensive beast. We're going to have Hall of Fame playmaking, contact dunks, and at the other side, we already have 20 Hall of Fame defensive badges, so I really don't think we need lockdown takeover. I'm gonna go with slashing takeover. If, in my opinion, I want it to be the most efficient, but because I'm a content creator and on top of that, the playmaking takeover is going to let me speed boost in takeover, like actually speed boost, I'm gonna be going with the playmaking takeovers. So slashing takeover for me or playmaking, I don't feel like you need lockdown take because you've already got 20 Hall of Fame defensive badges, and now let's get into the build. It is a two-way pass first wing. A super long name, which by the way, I forgot to mention in the beginning, I've only seen 2 videos on YouTube. 2 about this build. When I created it, I was like, this has to be on there. There is not a video, I don't think, that has over 2,500 views, at least with this build name in the title, that has this build. So you're gonna have an extremely rare build that's super good, and that's it. That's all you really need, right? So I'm sure you guys want to see which badges I'm running and what finishing badges, blah, blah, blah. As you all know, I haven't really made a build this year myself that has finishing badges. Like I said, you honestly don't need them. But because the build can do it, and you've seen when you take off the finishing and put it on other things, you don't really get a lot out of it. You might as well have contact dunks on it. You might as well have gold posterizer and gold limitless takeoff. Isn't it beautiful? Now into the shooting badges. We're going to have sniper maxed out at all times. Never ever change this right here, because sniper is just such a great badge this year. Best shooting badge by far. This is literally all you need, to be honest. If we had 3 shooting badges, we'd probably still be fine with just gold sniper, because that's how good it is. But I know a lot of people aren't experts at shooting, so we've got 5 more to put on as well. Do not use hot zone hunter until you get hot spots. Do not put this on your build until it has hotspots. But this is something I would put on as well, probably like silver. I'm not using green machine. I don't care for it this year, to be honest, unless you have a lot of shooting badges, because you just make so many whites as it is. You don't really need it. Like sniper pushes whites into the green window, so it doesn't count as a green machine shot, even though it's technically a green most of the time. For my last 2 badges, I'm going with silver deadeye and bronze blinders. That's it for the build on the shooting badges. Now we're into the Hall of Fame playmaking, which I was so happy about when I made, because you get Hall of Fame quick first step, Hall of Fame handles for days. Now quick chain and hyperdrive is really up to you what you want to do with it. I'm probably gonna go like silver and gold, something like that. I always go with bronze unpluckable. If you're playing in the stage and you're constantly playing lockdowns every game, you probably want to move your unpluckable up, but it really doesn't hurt to be at like silver or bronze this year, in my opinion, on current gen. On next gen, you definitely need to have gold or Hall of Fame. Bailout, I always put it on bronze. It's so nice to be able to just pass out of your shot when you take up something bad, stuff like that. I actually have not really been using ankle breaker or space creator this year on the game. I just hoping on an ankle breaker or a space creator. Like, I want to score because of my dribbling and get open because of my dribbling, not a space creator, lucky ankle breaker, something like that. So as you guys have seen, I really haven't been using either of those badges at all this year. Something that I'm huge on is stop and go. It's so nice to be able to start and stop with the ball, especially this year, because there's no quick stop in the game. Like, people don't quick stop. It's literally just let go of everything and shoot. So you want to have stop and go on, in my opinion. I would say you would want to have bronze glue hands, because you don't want to get those crazy catches. You don't have to run this badge, but as you see, we're pretty good right now. I'm going to go with bronze needle threader, and then the last one is really up to you. No, I'm not running dimer. I'm not running floor general unless my teammates can't shoot. This game is super easy to shoot, and on top of that, I've got playmaking takeover. So if I get play take and they miss, like, I don't know what to tell them. You know what I'm saying? There's no fixing that shot. So for the last one, I would probably just go up to gold quick chain, and that's somewhat what I would do on 2K22 after this build is maxed out. Into the defensive badges, we got 20 of these things. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with all these, because there's so many. Hall of Fame Intimidator, Hall of Fame Clamps, Hall of Fame Pickpocket. You can go Hall of Fame Menace if you want. I like the Interceptor on bronze. Chase Down Artist is probably the best bronze badge in the entire game, so you better have this badge on. At least have this badge on. Then the last ones are really up to you, and you can change these all around depending on what court you're playing on, who you're playing with, what position, what role you're running. But I would probably go bronze or silver rim protector, just because we didn't go with a lot of interior defense, so this is going to make up for it. So that's it for the build, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I sat in this freaking builder and created something insane. I hope you guys enjoy. Drop a like if you haven't, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and I'm out. Peace.